Welcome to the endless rambles from the deepest depth of From the Depth, with at least one of your favorite From the Depth ramblers, I hope, at least. I'm Eric, and today we have a very special guest. Very welcome to BorderWise, who's joining the podcast.
Hello! So happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Well, of course. So in the background, we will be watching random canoes. Right now we have the Galariel. I can't. It's not Galadriel.
The Gariel?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's a fun one. That's that was an attempt at a realistic build I did way back when I played through the the Finest Hour custom campaign, the World War II themed one. So if you're looking at it right now, it's less canoe-like. It's an actual attempt, a rare attempt by me to actually make a ship that's somewhat realistic in style. And don't have it, like, I'm not looking at it right now, but like I think I did pretty well back then. The other attempt was the USS Alaska, and that was so difficult. I have so much respect for replica builders after attempting that thing.
I looked at, like, yesterday, the most realistic Yamato replica I ever seen. It's absolutely insane. And I may keep throwing, by the way, from the Lord of the Rings references to you, because of course. It's just because, you know, your location makes it an obvious.
New Zealand, Aotearoa, New Zealand. Lord of the Rings is what we're remembered for. Worst things to be remembered for, honestly.
Definitely so.
Boy.
Well, and if you're just listening to the podcast and you don't see it, I would say BorderWise built this ship. It's a realistic-ish ship, but you still see the base canoe, you know, and then it's kind of a superstructure on there, because there is something you have about canoes. They will be popping up for those who are watching on the screen along this podcast slowly. But what is it about? Why do you always build canoes? What is it about the canoes that keep you so hooked?
Well, I have to say that after like 3,000-ish hours of like From the Depths, it's largely it's habit by now. But the origin of the whole canoe thing was I like sleek, like hydrodynamic or aerodynamic designs. I think it looks like really cool. It's like one of my favorite aircraft, for instance, is the SR-71 Blackbird, and that thing looks beautiful in just how sleek and pointy it is, stuff like that. But there's a more practical reason for that. You'll notice that the canoe shape is pointy at both ends, and the stern is basically the same as the bow. That's because if anyone who watches one of my Let's Builds or seen me build these things on stream, is that I built the front, and then I prefab the entire thing, flip it around, and I make the stern out of it. And it just makes building things so much more quick. So those three things are kind of all combining, I guess 4 things if you include the habit, but they combine to like make the constant canoe thing. And by the way, I know it's not the most volume efficient shape, especially for larger vessels. Because, like, you see that in real life. Like, if you look at the difference between, say, a World War II cruiser, like, or like a battleship, is like their length doesn't increase that much, but they get a lot wider. So really, I should like really build more on you should build more Onyx Watchy, like if you want to make something massive, like the Gimli, for instance, the giant battleship you made, which is amazing.
She's a fat and strong lady.
Yes, exactly. That's what you want in a battleship.
Yeah, you want that bulk. It's a proper body armor. You need a bulk to not get hit. You know, it works.
You need to put on weight.
Yeah,
you need to get nice and chunky.
Well,
Meanwhile, me with my skinny canoes and built very compactly, and then I wonder what happens when crams blow them completely in half.
Well,
it's a mystery, isn't it?
The Drakenslang 2 failed to beat the Gimli, but your middle version, Drakenslang 1.5, did. So
well, With the videos you did, yes. The video I did of it, I believe it was very close.
Yeah.
It was very, very close, but the Drachenslang did win that one. So overall, I would say that they're like very evenly matched, but the Drachenslang does need to get lucky. It needs to not get hit by those big doom crams like ever.
Yeah.
And then it will just whittle the Gimli down. But if the Gimli does manage to like knock a turret off, that's kind of it. So yeah.
It's
in hindsight, yeah.
A lot about luck.
That is one of the annoying things about From the Depths, which I guess is one of the realistic-ish parts about it, is that, unfortunately, RNG is in the game simply because the AI is randomly selecting what blocks to aim at, and the deviation of a projectile, or even of a hit scan weapon, like after it's fired, that's random.
Yeah.
So, you almost certainly would have had the curse of the camera rolling. It's when you test something off camera and it works flawlessly every time, and then after the record button's hit, it fails.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't do the thing you wanted to do. It's like, that's just From the Depths content creation in a nutshell. It's just...
It's like, ladies and gentlemen, let's look at this amazing weapon. It's gonna one-shot this ship. I promise you. And it's like, well...
It did when I tried it before.
I promise it worked first time.
Yeah.
And then it's like doing 10 tests and you realized, oh no, it was just a lucky. Back to redesigning.
Yep, back to the drawing board we go. Scrap the blueprint, start over.
Well, now we've been sitting here and rambling for quite some bit, which we are both extremely good at.
Oh, we're amazing at it. We're so good at that.
We'll just have to own it instead.
We're ramblers. We do that. We ramble.
We do that. But I did think to ask you a few things. Like, From the Depth is a pretty nerdy game, and I think we both find it quite addictive, considering our playtime and our amount of videos we have both uploaded. If you have the rare chance of hearing this podcast and you're like, who's BorderWise? Well, I don't know how you've missed that, but BorderWise and we are both making a lot of From the Depth tutorials. If you've seen a From the Depth tutorial, it's most likely been one of ours. I'm sure you've seen BorderWise's content or somehow, but if you somehow forgot that, BorderWise is probably the largest dedicated From the Depth tutorialist, because for your BorderWise channel, you only do From the Depth, right? I think.
Yeah, I have tried to branch out beforehand, and like it didn't start out as a From the Depths channel, but that's what it's become. That's what people want from me, and that's what I do on that channel. I have secondary channels now to scratch the non From the Depths content itch.
Yeah,
but yeah, BorderWise, From the Depths channel, and it's really helpfully named so you know exactly that's what you're getting, because it's sometimes I forget that BorderWise is very non-indicative of what that channel actually is about.
Yeah,
which is a bit of a whoopsies. I have thought occasionally about maybe renaming the channel, and then I forget and I never get round to it. So I don't know at this point whether it would be helpful or not.
What would be the renaming of the channel? If somebody listens to this and searches BorderWise and finds nothing.
Well, yeah, there's like, what do you change it to? I've been doing this channel for like years. And it's not like the other successful From the Depths channels have had like From the Depths in the title. So, like, spoiler alert, people, like, Eric has provided me with like some of the notes he's got. So, see, like, how I got into From the Depths is like probably a good thing to talk about, right?
Yeah.
Because 3,000 hours later, here I still am.
Do you have a gateway drug?
Yeah, gateway drug to From the Depths. Like,
it's addictive.
Yeah, so, oh, geez, it is a very addictive game. And what's beautiful about it is that it's not addictive in the way that many other video games are. Like, usually when you're talking about an addictive video game, you're talking about something where, like, the numbers go brrr, and the game is literally designed to be addictive. So it's like An MMO, for instance, it's just you keep want to make rating and get that numbers going up. And From the Depths is not like that for some reason. Well, we know the reason. It's because it's 3D modeling software cunningly disguised as a game, and it is an artistic. It's an artistic medium as much as it is a video game. So it's like if you think about how long people can just draw on paper or use Photoshop or edit things in a video editor, that kind of From the Depths is pretty similar.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a 3D modeling software, but it's also this battle simulator. So you can design weapons and cool things. So people's engineer itch is struck.
And the artistic itch. There's people who don't touch the actual combat-y part of it, and they just make stuff that looks cool.
Yeah, it's like artists and engineers.
Yeah. And people who straddle the line between two. I've rambled and gotten away from the gateway drug. Like a lot of people, it started with Robaz. So Robaz is a big-time YouTuber years and years ago, back when he made From the Depths content. And this is like
10 years ago, to be specific. 10 years plus.
Like 2014, 2015 is when he was making like videos in From the Depths, and it was just so entertaining, like partly because of like his editing style, but also you can just make entire ships and stuff like from scratch. It was amazing. It was very interesting. And then that was drug number one. So we can call that, I don't know, the alcohol, the marijuana, I guess. The
robust injection.
Yep. Right. But from there, there was another YouTube channel called Ireland Gaming, and I just made a lot of people very sad just now because those of us who remember Ireland, we miss him. He stopped doing From the Depths content many years ago, but he was very, very good. Lovely guy. Like
I'm not familiar with the channel, actually.
Yeah. It's very old. Like it's Ireland, not Ireland. But it was, he was just very good. He explained the game very well. He did very good tutorials. He was entertaining. He was chill. It was just magnificently good content for this very niche video game. Like, people loved it. I loved it. And then he stopped. And then roughly 2017, and like this is where things get a little personal, I didn't know what I wanted to do with my life, so I started a YouTube channel. And at that point, I wasn't thinking about From the Depths at all. What I was thinking of is like people like Markiplier or Jacksepticeye. I wanted to do gaming videos like that, and no one watched them.
Yeah.
Because that kind of thing is already well covered, especially back then. YouTube was saturated with like Let's Play content. And I think even now, breaking into that is like, phew, you really need to stand out somehow. And so I potted along with that for about a year or so. And then I had actually started playing From the Depths because of Ireland Gaming and other content creation. I bought it on Steam and I played around a little bit. I was terrible at it, like as people pretty much always are. But I was having fun with it, and then I just did a video on it saying why you should play From the Depths. And it was just very basic little unscripted video essay type thing saying why this game's good, why you should give it a try, why you should persist with it, because it is a very difficult game. It's very complex. It's very time consuming, but it was just me saying, this is cool, give it a go. And then people came out of nowhere saying, I agree, like you play this game, can you make tutorials, please?
Yeah.
And then years later, here we are, because I did okay, and I made tutorials, which weren't very good because I wasn't very good at the game. And like several thousand hours later, and a lot of videos later, I like to think I'm slightly better at the game now than I was back then.
Yeah, definitely. It's impossible. Maybe not impossible, but when I play this game, I learn something every time. It's impossible to be good at anything because you realize that you can make it better a little while later anyways. But basically, your gateway drug to From the Depth is probably Robas first, and then some other,
Ireland, yes.
Yeah, so like some content creators.
Yeah. Which actually, it's funny, now that I think about it, probably you and I have managed to, Well, people have told me that they have only gotten into From the Depths because of my content. Like, they watched my content first, thought, oh, this game looks interesting, and this guy makes tutorials, and then they get into it. So now I'm doing what Robaz in Ireland did for me. And I'm sure you do the same with your content, as people who've never heard of this find your stuff and then are like, oh, this is interesting.
I think so, that people find the content, and but I think mostly, I don't know, I'm thinking I perhaps make people, and you too, make people stay more that have gotten up the interest for the game. Because when you get into the game, it's pretty complex, so you kind of need somebody who explains like the basics, and there's where the YouTube tutorialists come in, and that's basically us. So there are more, of course, but we do most. We have done most so far, at least. I think
if you type in From the Depths tutorial, it's either you or me that pops up. Hang on,
There is a lot of other people that made some. Oh, yeah. I know Bungalow Bill made some good tutorials a good time ago, but I don't think he's active right now, at least.
He's not very active, I don't think. And there's other people. One of my regular viewers and patrons, John McFist, actually has made a tutorial or two specifically for the people who don't like my style of tutorial, which I love, because it's like, hey, like, it's for people who don't watch me anyway. All right, so if you Google From the Depths tutorial, the first thing that pops up is a Steam community post, and then Reddit, and then you are the first two videos that pop up, and then it's me is the next two.
Yeah, I think I have a beginner's guide I'll need to redo. It's pretty outdated, but that's what people want to watch.
Oh yeah, it's the How to Play From the Depths New Player's Guide from like 2022.
Yeah.
Yep. And How Build Your First Ship Beginner's Guide, that's from last year, November.
Yeah, that's at least somewhat okay.
Yeah. And I've got a recent one, 5 Beginner Tips from the Depths. And then the Complete Ship Walkthrough Part 1 from 2023. That was from 2023? Bloody, it feels like
time
just
goes
the other day
by.
I finished. It really does. It's like...
Yeah. I also looked at, what is it, already 2 years ago I did that? Oh, man.
Yeah, oof.
Well, for me, I got into From the Depths just because I played some other games, you know. I guess began with Minecraft, like a lot of people. Then I moved over to a game that kind of died a little bit in development, which is called StarMade. Well, it's technically still being developed, and maybe it comes out someday, but, you know, it's... and from there, because when StarMade stopped like getting updates and stuff like that, I needed something else to play. So then I got the suggestions to try From the Depths. And then I actually got given From the Depths from a random person on the internet. A viewer.
Awesome.
Yeah, was just here. Have this game. So then I was like, well, then I'll try it. And I tried to get into it like 2014. It just, my computer just couldn't run it. It crashed all the time. Whenever I tried to do a recording, I just lost builds. It was before they autosaved. So I tried and I did not enjoy it. It was... the game was buggy. I didn't like it. It was complex. I couldn't get into it. It was hard to understand. And at that point, there was no tutorial to... It was like a long-time fan. There was nothing
back then.
Yeah, it was like a long-time fan who's a bit into the developers now, Adnikris. He like asked... He like answered all my questions. So then I could almost get into it. But after a while, it was just, I can't make content of a game that crashes after 15 minutes. And then they implemented some updates and like made it stable, and it worked on my computer too. And then I just tried it again, and it was like, the game doesn't look like shit anymore. It kind of looks cool now. And
oh boy.
They added a lot of new weapons.
2014 From the Depths, it was rough. It was Nick Smart's first game, and it looked like it, from what I understand.
But I did like the machine teal color of the cram cannons.
The machine teal. Oh,
they had a machine green color of the cram cannon parts, and I still miss that.
I miss the old tracers. Like, you know how the tracers like were almost like illuminated, like flares?
Yeah.
I miss that.
That was really cool.
I think that looked so cool. And they got rid of it for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
For those who are watching, I'm spawning in the icicle in the background instead.
Oh, I love that thing. The icicle is like, I think one of my, like, that might be my most favorite campaign design I've ever made to date, because it's like, in From the Depths, like, you know, there's the temptation always is to build big, right?
Yeah.
And I realize I'm talking to someone who made the Gimli. So, the things that save your bacon when playing through the actual campaigns of From the Depths is things that they're not small necessarily. They're not gigantic. They're not super expensive. They're not things like we're talking like getting into like Megalodon territory of like they're over 1 million materials.
Yeah.
It's the things kind of in the middle. It's a little bit why the Alcazar, even though the Onyx Watch Alcazar will always hold a special place in my heart for being annoying, is because it's only a medium design. It is not a giant Doom battleship, but it is in that sweet spot of being large enough to be useful while being cheap enough to make a bunch of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is like military industrial complex kind of logistics, so to speak. The icicle is like that. It's not invincible, not
it's
by a long
workhorse.
shot. Yeah, it just, in its price range, it does things well. It's full of active defense, even though it's mostly made of wood. And it shoots down missiles really well. It's got a little diff CWIS on it to pop the odd cram volley that comes in. And it puts holes reliably in things. And it can engage above and below surface targets. I love it. It's playing through Steel Sovereigns and playtesting my own in-progress custom campaign Potono. The icicle it was just reliable. It was not perfect. The thing's made of cardboard. Like, a good railgun will go straight through it lengthways.
Yeah,
but all that wood means it's cheap.
Yeah, it's a good workhorse.
Also, it is. It's very canoe too.
Yeah, floaty canoe, and it's like your Yamatos and your Bismarcks won't win any war. They're just for pride.
Yeah. Oh, it's like, I always think to myself in From the Depths is like, the Bismarck and the Yamato were big, impressive things, but ultimately they didn't do much. But things that did do a lot is things like I forget the full name of it, and not to hype up a World War II German design and sound like a fanboy, the Graf Spee. That thing was a menace. Partially because it was already out in the Atlantic by the time the war started, but that thing was just... anything it couldn't outshoot, it could outrun, and anything it couldn't outrun, it could outshoot.
Yeah, I mean...
it was just in that sweet spot.
I shouldn't pretend I know what it is, because I'm not that well-versed in models, but...
It was effectively like... I think the Brits would have called it a battle cruiser, so basically imagine a battleship with less armor, but like the same caliber of gun. So the thing was fast as hell, but had like really big guns on it. And that works great.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's that kind of thing, particularly with me experimenting with this whole wood alloy armor scheme. By the way, terrible armor scheme. Don't do that. Use wood instead. Use metal instead of alloy. It's better. But
it's worth it.
That whole thing, like that whole kind of thing. If you force yourself to like make glass cannons in From the Depths, I think that's good for new players to do, because it forces you to think about things like speed, effective firepower, active defenses and stuff like that. Redundancy!
If you have no armor, you need 2 separate engines at different sides of the ship.
Exactly. You need 2 separate AI compartments. You need multiple different turrets. You need multiple different little pockets of like CWIS or missile intercept and stuff like that. Which incidentally is one of the reasons why the Icicle did so well, is because it's basically made of soda cans and cardboard, but it has multiple redundant little systems. Like, so unless you get it like dead on in the main AI, and shut off its main guns immediately, it's going to put at least a few holes in whatever it's fighting. So it's like, redundancy is so much better than like 20 meters of armor, which is very expensive, and which a railgun will go straight through like it's not even there.
Yeah,
to begin with.
I think both me and you have learned a lot of redundancy for when we had the Titan slang versus the Draconia, like earlier battleships from us.
Oh yeah, the Titan slang is like I remember that thing. If you spawn that in over on your end, you'll notice that the turrets can't rotate. It got broken when they updated like how like sub-objects interact with the main hull. So it's broken. It's never gonna get fixed.
I haven't spawned it in a long time, but it's outdated. I'm not taking any responsibility of any of the technology or lagginess of the Draconia. It's on the workshop if you want to. I recommend against it. Yes.
Oh, the Draconia was fun though. It was like mostly hollow.
Yeah.
That was a fun
nicknamed the Killer Baby Seal.
I remember that. It did kind of look like that. It's just like this big chunky thing, but it's got little fins.
Yeah, it's and the amazing capability that it could still kill while despawning.
Yeah, that did. When did that? I do remember vaguely that happened. What was it fighting when it did that? Was that the Titan slung?
I think it may have been that, because it was a bit like, oh, it lost, or no, how it's gonna go. Yeah, well, old battles. We have to build new battleships and do some stuff.
Oh yeah, I'm a little bit burnt out on building anything in From the Depths at the moment, especially big stuff.
Is that because of the custom campaign you're trying to put together?
It's less the custom campaign, it's just this happens sometimes. Like, I've been doing From the Depths a long time, and there's just sometimes you just don't feel like building the stuff that's on your building to-do list. And I have a building to-do list.
Yeah.
Because I'm supposed to be playing through the hardest difficulty on Neater at some point, and I'm just not getting around to the things I need to build for, especially the big stuff. I've done 3 designs. They're all smallish, so I've done my all-in-one logistics vehicle. I've got a thing that is called the Ailstorm Gremlin. It's a little versatile front-siding helicopter. And there's a laser, I guess a thrustercraft jet. It doesn't look like a plane, but it's a thing with 2 laser turrets on it that's just an air superiority flying frigate or whatever the hell it is. So that's what I've got so far. And I just like, sometimes you just aren't in the mood to build something like big and good, because building in From the Depths is not hard, but building something good, that's difficult. That takes a lot of time and a lot of fiddling around. And at the moment, it's just like, when you need to take a break, you do have to take a break. Currently, I'm taking a break by just, well, the last video I uploaded, and this is probably going to date this podcast a little bit, so sorry about that, it's like 3 hours of just watching Deepwater Guardcraft converted to alloy fight Onyx Watch stuff that's been, like, the metal's been converted to stone. And that was just because I was like, I don't feel like preparing anything more sophisticated than that. I want to watch things blow up. We spent so much time building, I want to see stuff blow up now.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah, like I feel you there. I'm also gonna play the Nether campaign sometime. I haven't really tried since like 14, 15, 16, a long time ago. But it's fun to build, but of course if you build too much, it's can be a little bit of a burnout. But
I do say to people, it's like, if you want to get better at From better from the depths, like better at building, do give the campaign and the adventure mode a go.
Yeah, definitely.
Your first time you will absolutely fail because there'll be something you are not prepared for every single time.
Yeah.
But it's worth it because then you have an objective. Then you know what you need to build for. So it's like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Like, the last big campaign I played through, Steel Sovereigns, it was like, I was building a lot of different designs for that. That's partially probably why I'm slightly burnt out on building stuff right now, because the Pale Alloy fleet just took a lot out of me in terms of like just building an entire fleet of ships.
Yeah,
other
because
things which
there are the campaigns in From the Depths that you can play, and the custom campaigns, that's basically people making campaigns and uploading to the workshop so people can download another campaign. So like, a custom campaign. So it's like player made campaigns that are downloadable content. And you are making a custom campaign. I've seen you put out a lot of videos about building the different ships and stuff like that. But I haven't actually looked into much what the custom campaign is gonna be at all. Just that there are some different factions. I've seen some ships here and there, and you do some builds here and there. But I'm a little bit unfamiliar on what the custom campaign is. And it's not that I'm not interested, it's just that I'm staying away from custom campaigns until I've tried the main campaigns in game, which I haven't. But please explain a little bit.
Totally fair.
What you're like.
Okay, so first off with custom campaigns, if you're tempted to build one, first try the map editor and then see if you still have any will to live, let alone make a custom campaign. Because the map editor in From the Depths is like from 2014. That is a part of the game which the developers have basically never updated to be intuitive for any mere mortal human being who is not on the dev team. So it's like that is... You think playing From the Depths is hard? Compared to figuring out the map editor, it is not hard. That's how hard the map editor is.
Oh, damn.
But that being said, people have figured it out, and people... there are resources available if you know where to go look. The Custom Campaign Discord is probably the #1 place to go ask people for how the hell does any of this work. And hopefully, once Plutono, my custom campaign, is finished, I will be putting together like a mess of notes for people on how to build a custom campaign, because it's a wild ride. So Plutono started out as just me making craft in a certain style, in a certain made-up faction style for fun, and then people said, "Oh, you should do a custom campaign." And I remember thinking this, damn my past self, because I remember thinking, okay, how hard could it be? 2 years later, literally over 100 live streams dedicated to custom campaign building.
A slight From the Depth burnout.
I mean, the fact I'm live streaming like
do you have fingerprints left on your fingers, or do you have used up?
I can't tell in this lighting. But yeah. But no, it's going places, and I'm not giving up on it. So Plutono, it snowballed because a lot of people wanted to get on board. Thankfully, there's still a bunch of people willing to work on it, not just build stuff. There's a person, username Tactical Spaghetti, who's made an entire website for all the resources in place. So it's things like the craft that are in the game. It's guides on like how to submit a craft and make sure it's up to standard kind of thing.
Wow.
It's like resources. Because so this is the thing with custom campaigns. If you want to do a good job, it's not just it's not just building a bunch of stuff and putting it into a map that you painstakingly made. The skills that custom campaign builders need to like learn as they go. I'll give you an example. Barons of the North is a custom campaign, much smaller than Plutono, thank goodness, because Plutono is massive. There's like 400 vehicles in there, give or take, that all need to be given quality of life look over at some point. I'm simultaneously looking forward to that and dreading it. But Barons of the North, nice, small-ish custom campaign made by Zuzu, who is a long-term viewer and, again, patron of mine. She did incredibly well with what is her first custom campaign. And the thing she had to learn, had to build all the vehicles, she had to learn the map editor, but also in trying to like do I don't want to say professional job, because us idiots do this for nothing, basically.
Yeah.
So I guess good job, like something you could be proud of. She learned like image manipulation software. I forget. She learned how to use GIMP. So GNU image manipulation software.
It's an open source Photoshop, basically.
Pretty much. Poor man's Photoshop is described. She learned how to use that, which is already, that's not easy. It's a step up from MS Paint. She learned how to use video editing software. She learned how to use, actually, it's still on my DaVinci Resolve. So if you don't know what that is professional level video editing software, but it is free to use. There is a paid version, so it's like premium.
They have a basic free version.
Yeah, that's like, wait, is that what you edit all your videos in?
No. I try to use DaVinci Resolve, but I'm stuck with my crap software, which I know how to use. I can't recommend it. I probably won't. Me too. But you know.
Me too. I'm like, it's DaVinci Resolve. The icon is on my taskbar right now, staring at me, judging me. That is so unintuitive to learn. She learned that to make trailers for Barons of the North.
Yeah.
And like for the trailers, she actually got her real life girlfriend to do some voice work for it, and got me to do some voice work for it. So really, the polish is like way up there. So you don't have to go that far with a custom campaign, but my goodness, it's worked. It's an incredibly, I'd say it's a very successful custom campaign. Like people love it and hate it. They love it because it's good. They hate it because it's very difficult.
Yeah, I definitely must check that out later when I try the... because Susie sent me it and said that, can you like check this out? And I was like, I would love to, but I feel I should try the main campaign first. But it's, of course, getting some updates and stuff in the future, so maybe I'll get around to it when it's, you know...
You'll get...
The polished,
the final polished version.
The polished final version.
Exactly
that's what I'm opting for. Yeah. But and I mean, I think having already knowledge about how to do 3D modeling software like SolidWorks and stuff like that, and being an engineer probably helps.
Yep.
Yeah. But
that definitely helps.
It
looks me with my art degree.
It looks very cool. There are so many awesome custom campaigns that I'll have to check out later. But getting back to the, like, what I'm trying to understand, yes, you have made a custom campaign or making it with an entire community, but what's like the plot of the campaign that you're trying to craft? Yeah. What are the main factions, just a bit, so we can kind of get a feel like what it is?
Okay, so the plot. We actually did manage to hash out the plot at some point. So the plot is that there's this planet called Plutono. So alien planet, humanoid beings on it. So a lot like Nita in that way. I don't believe Nita is supposed to be like human, so to speak. They look like humans, but like close enough. But Plutono is, you've got 5 factions on Plutono. In order of the expected way the player would fight them, there is the Hawa Confederation, which uses almost entirely wood vessels, and mostly their weaponry tends to be like explosive or fragmentation, no hit scan. Then there's the Unfathomable Alliance, which is all about amphibious vehicles, and they have a kind of command and conquer aesthetic to them, so it's lots of wacky tanks.
Is it like Hawa Confederation? Isn't the Kovrax involved in that?
Yes, Kovrax is involved with that.
Because I've seen Kovrax build some stuff for the Hawa Confederation. And if you don't know Kovrax, he's a commissioned officer in the army of Gmodism. So thanks for supporting. But he is very, very skilled at building big diff gun, like papier-mâché I call them. It's like empty, hollow wood things with direct input fed APS guns. It's a lot of firepower, no armor, and a lot of bulk.
Yeah.
Very
Kobrax is the
specific
kind of person you send people to Kobrax's like corner of the workshop if they say that things made of wood can't be terrifying.
Yeah, wood
because
sucks.
then
Okay.
Kobrax does it? What does it now?
It's like wood sucks. So it's the worst armor. It's like, okay, pitch your battleship against this. You can have a cost that's twice as much, and pitch it against this and come back.
Yeah, there's things like there's 2 vehicles. Actually, there's 3 vehicles that Kobrax has made for Platono, which I think people are really gonna like. Not to give too much away. First is the Pyrophyte, which is a flame-throwing zeppelin, which is fast as hell and covered in like diff guns, which means it's very cheap for what it can do. It's also very fast, and it's a left-sider. So all the armor and weapons is concentrated on its left side, and it just does donuts around things and burns it to death.
If you don't know what the diff gun is, it's basically a APS cannon. You don't have any autoloaders, you don't have any clips, you just have ammo inputs. And they're super slow, but you can fit 4 of them on a firing piece, and 1 shell can go into the barrel preloaded, which means that the gun effectively has 5 shots in total. Then it's gonna have a several minute reload time. So it's like not a 1-shot weapon, but a 5-shot weapon. But the process that you can fire a 10-meter telephone pole of like explosives or something, which is nice. Yes. Because when you have that long reload time, you might as well make the maximum size shell you can make. So a diff gun,
and they're cheap. That's the huge advantage of diff guns, is that the individual gun itself, it is so cheap.
Like thousand material.
That Alpha Strike gun. Yeah, it's nothing. It's basically nothing. So it's like you cover a battleship in those, and the first Alpha Strike like melts the opponent's face off. Yeah. And Kobrax almost specializes in that. So, which leads well into the other things that Kobrax has made. So it's things like the Agathis. So all Howard Confederation vehicles are named after plants. So the Agathis is the what would you call it? I forget the general. It's the genus name for like the New Zealand kauri. It's a massive kind of conifer tree, and then that's a battleship that has big ass crams and a lot of diff, and that's formidable. But then it's the bigger, meaner cousin of the Agathis called the Tracheandra. That. Here's the thing with cram cannons. You and I both know if you want a cram shell to have properly decent health to get through active defenses, you need hardener pellets, right? Kobrax said, "Oh, I'm not allowed to use hardener pellets because the Kawa Confederation isn't allowed. It's part of things to make them easier." That thing fires cram shells that have over 100,000 health, no hardener pellets.
Let me guess, he makes a cram cannon with only compactors and then like 1 explosive pellet, so it has a reload time of like 10 minutes?
Yeah, basically like that. But again, it's like if you're using diff guns, that Alpha Strike is everything.
Yeah, that's...
And it's like... The thing is just, it's a magnificent piece of wooden engineering. I love it. So...
I'm actually built... I haven't made a video of it yet, but I got into breadboard a little bit, and I understand how to make a rotating diff gun, so it fires a shell, then rotates, then fires again, then rotates. And I thought
I've got to get on that, man. Yeah,
it looks so cool, I think, but it's already up on the YouTube channel if one wants to see that diff gun.
I did see that. I need to watch that.
It's fun, but I thought that like, okay, what if I make this but large and a cram cannon? So I have only compactors, and if you don't know too much about From the Depths yet, it's basically if you'd make a cram cannon and you use a compactor like block, and they kind of make the reload speed slower because they make the shell more powerful. So the thing is, you make a gun with only compactors so that the gun is super powerful, and then you have very few pellets, which means that the reload time is going to be so long. But if you make that, you can make, like a diff gun, a cram cannon that has a, 10-minute load time. But when it fires, it's very strong. And if you put that on a rotating system, you can have like 4 tubes of of Doom Cram slow reload, so like single-use Doom Cram, and you can make it fire, rotate. So you have like 4 shots in a revolver type system. That's something I'm gonna make later because that would be pretty cool.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. And the thing with the compactors as well, I was experimenting with this the other day because I got comments saying it's like, hey, I messed around with cram cannons that have like a 40-second reload time, and they can actually work pretty well. And I'm like, okay, let's give this a go. It turns out that, yeah, if you go ham on the compactors, you can make cram cannons in which, yes, it takes, even my cram standards, it takes 1,000,000 years to reload, but the shell gets through.
Yeah.
It gets through CWIS, it gets through LAMs, and it's cheaper. So you can have more of them. So that is, if you want a proper cram volley, that's what you would do. You would go nuts on the compactors, have something that reloads very slowly, but you've got like that diff gun volley. So yeah, I need to make something like that.
Before we go too long on this tangent, we talked about the Hava confederation, but there are some other factions too. If we just quickly go through the main one at least.
Sorry. All right, so like very quickly, the rest of them. So Amphitaz, Hava Confederation, wooden explodey people.
Yeah.
Amphitazwa Alliance, all about the amphibious tanks, CNC vibe. The Swell Republic, which is like realistic-ish pre-90s mixture of NATO and Soviet designs. That's the idea anyway, but with lasers and stuff.
Yeah.
Then you have the Kakave Dominion, which is wacky sci-fi communists, which by sheer accident, their fleet colors are the trans flag, which someone pointed that out to me the other day. Well, they pointed it out to me ages ago, and I thought it was so funny I didn't bother changing it. And then we have the main villains, the Stone-like Presence, which is a broken AI that crash-landed on Plutono and mistook ancient buildings and carvings and hieroglyphs for instructions from ancient forgotten masters. So it's like, basically, imagine an AI lands and thinks that it is the ancient aliens. And there's development trouble with them, but the concept is very cool. And the player is a fragment of the Stone-like Presence, the one bit that managed to remain sane after the crash landing, the ambassador, who basically ran around trying to warn the other 4 factions, like there's a robot army forming in the desert, and you need to prepare for it, and no one would listen. So now they're like gonna have to do it the hard way, so to speak. It's like, all right, we have to unite this whole planet against this apocalyptic robot army that is genuinely insane, so that I can ever have a chance of fixing my ship and going home. So that's the basic plot of Plutono.
Interesting. And by chance, while we talked about the Hava confederation for so extremely long, we looked at the ship called Scylla in the background, which I'll assume is part of the Hava confederation.
No, that's I sent you that because that is the first ship I built it from the depths that I was even remotely happy with.
Yeah.
That's like ancient canoe stuff. That was like my first attempt at a recorded, like, neater playthrough. The Scylla.
Oh.
Gods, it's bad. If you look at that thing, you can probably tell that I was learning from watching tournaments. Like the whole cram tournament. You know Menti? Menti's Battleship Brawl? That kind of thing? He's still making those tournaments, by the way, people. Shout out to Menti. He's still going.
Very cool. He inspired a lot of my rules when I make the tournaments because, spawning the ships with a nose forward and stuff like that. There are lots of reasons. He really knows his tournament stuff.
Oh yeah, he's done a lot of tournaments. He knows what he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And so the Scylla was based on that kind of thing. So lots of wood and stone and just lots of redundant turrets. I stumbled into redundancy back then, and I didn't even know what I was on about.
Well, in any case, the Scylla looks really cool. It looks really cool. I just assumed because I checked the cram cannon, it was only explosive.
Yeah.
So that's a wrong assumption.
That wasn't made for Hava. That was herpy derp past BorderWise, not doing cram cannons very well and just copying tournament designs without fully understanding because no lambs were allowed in those old tournaments. Well, I got a rude shock when I ran up against things like the Iron Cordon.
It looks very cool. But in any case, then we'll know like the basic plot of the campaign. I'm gonna check it out in the future when it's done, and I've also played Nether.
Thank you.
It's gonna be interesting, but yeah. Anyways, I'll just like right now. Is From the Depths the game you play the most, or have you like?
Good
do you
question.
Have some other favorite game?
I do have other favorite games.
Well, naturally.
Yeah, like From the Depths, I think in terms of play count, it blows everything else out of the water. The second most played game on my Steam Workshop is Skyrim. I've played roughly 1,000 hours of that.
Yeah.
Played roughly 3,000 hours of From the Depths, and I make content on it. So it's probably the most booted up game on I've ever done, really. But other games, looking at my desktop here, I do like roguelikes. Like my second channel, BorderRRR, which you should go subscribe to, pretty please, is focusing on RTS, roguelikes, and RPGs. There's a bunch of what was I playing the other day? Looking at my desktop, Soulstone Survivors. That's a super fun roguelike. Can recommend. Vampire Survivors, Brotato, Halls of Torment, Nova Drift, very good roguelike. RoboQuest. I play a lot of games, possibly a bit too much. But I'm
just so simplistic. I play a lot of From the Depths, and then I play similar games. I played a lot of Garry's Mod before, where we built very advanced stuff with mods. I'm trying to get into Space Engineers. I haven't, but StarMade was kind of Minecraft combined with Space Engineers. And then, of course, Minecraft. Valheim was a bit fun too, and Satisfactory I'm trying to get back to. And it's like all of those sandbox games and retro games too.
Yeah.
MechWarriors 4 Mercenaries is a good game.
Yeah. It is interesting to have that comparison. I suspect I'm quite weird by From the Depths player standards, because most people play From the Depths. I feel they're a bit like you in that way. Like there's From the Depths, there's Satisfactory, there's Space Engineers. There's games in which you build stuff out of blocks. Yeah. And that is, like, there's a correlation there. From the Depths is the only game I play in which you build stuff. Like, I've tried Space Engineers, I didn't like it at all.
Yeah.
Kerbal Space Program, I didn't like it at all. Because I think the reason I've stuck with From the Depths is, A, the artistic side of it. Because it's not just engineering, you make stuff the way you want to. It's very liberating in that way. And also, it's a strategy game.
Yeah, it is.
And I grew up playing strategy games.
Strategies, that's like the main thing that's fun with From the Depths. The main thing that makes From the Depths better than most other block-based games, according to me, is that you'll have to think of strategy. You'll have to make a fleet. All the ships have different roles. You have to think a lot before you just launch into anything. You have to think about redundancy. You have to choose the right caliber, the right ammo. There is endless things to learn, and I like learn things. But that's why I keep coming back to From the Depths, and why it is my most played block-based game, even though, as we said, I do like some other sandbox games too. But is that the reason you keep coming back to From the Depths as well? Strategy, or is it something else?
I do. The strategy does help, because that way when you're building, you are building with something in mind. So it's not like, it's not just, if it was just the sandbox, I don't think it would be nearly as enjoyable.
Yeah.
Because you'd just be like building for no purpose. But every time you build something, there's always the possibility that like, oh, this is the thing that I can use in the campaign later.
Yeah.
And I have done that, but yeah, there's a motivation there.
Exactly.
But also...
please continue.
Okay, so the other reason I keep coming back to From the Depths is because if I look at my desktop here, there's nothing chill here. When I just want to relax, when I just want to vibe out and maybe put on something in the background, like a YouTube video or music, you just build in From the Depths.
Yeah.
Because the building is just relaxing. You go click, 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 and before you know it, you've got a canoe, and your YouTube video is played through, or you've listened to a whole album, and it's chill. It's nice and chill, and it's not like freaking like other games which are supposed to be chill, in which that they're very simplistic. From the Depths, your brain is working, but if you don't want to try hard it, you don't have to. You could make a floating thing that looks like literally anything you want.
Yeah.
Like you can
design things that look cool. You can make things that work well. You can just do tests, test ammo types, whatever.
And some of my favorite,
what I was just a lot of people say you have to try Stormworks, and it looks like a cool game.
People do say that,
but they don't have a campaign, the strategy, when am I gonna use this thing later? That's the reason why I haven't tried it yet. Maybe if they add some campaign, maybe I could try. But I think we really got something there. The strategy part, that was a really mind blown aspect that I haven't really thought about before you said it. But strategy, definitely. That's probably why From the Depth is special.
And on the note of Stormworks, because it's a good point, the reason it's weird, like I play this vehicle building game, I hate driving in video games.
Yeah.
Like, I barely like driving in real life because it's like, I'm an anxious driver. It took me a long time to like be comfortable behind a wheel. But driving in video games, I never really liked that, to the point where back when I played like Far Cry, I would prefer to run on foot than get in a freaking car.
All right.
Because it's not fun for me. So most building games, so things like Stormworks and Space Engineers and other things like Simple Planes, that's a game that's on Steam, you are expected to drive the thing you build. And I don't want to. I want to build the thing. I want to make a custom RTS, basically.
Yeah. And
there's a weird link right there. So, not to shout out my non-From the Depths Twitch stream, but I'm going to do that anyway. I'm currently playing through a game from my childhood called Impossible Creatures. And you might be thinking, what's the link between Impossible Creatures and From the Depths? It's a strategy game where you design your own units. You can describe both of those games in that way. In Impossible Creatures, you combine animals together. So say it's a great game. I highly recommend it. It's like, it's unique.
I never tried it, but it looks like Spore combined with From the Depth or something.
It's better than Spore, I'd say. Spore was very divisive, and like Impossible Creatures is just a very solid RTS game. You just got to resist the temptation to combine a sperm whale with a lobster, because once you build a bunch of those, you don't need to build anything else. It's a little bit, the balance is a little off. But there's the link. And the reason why I love From the Depths so much is because it is a strategy game where you design your units. And you are the engineer in the back, like figuring out, like, I don't know, like how to make tank go faster while simultaneously be cheaper. And you're the commander who decides how many of those to build and where to send them. It's so good. It's so
being
good.
the engineer, being the artist, and being the commander.
Well.
Yeah, all of that.
Yeah, so like, I can't think of any other game which combines those three things quite the same way From the Depths does. It's like, you are the engineer, you're the commander, and yes, you're the artist as well. Yeah. I can't think of any other game that does it as well as From the Depths does.
That's a really good point. The strategy part, I said, I haven't thought about that. Well,
I mean, if you just hang out in the designer for the most part, and no shame to anyone who does that. It's a video game, you do what you want in it, yeah? You. No, I'm not calling you out. It's fine. You play Nita when you're good and ready. But yeah, it's like, if you spend like a lot of time with the designer, like, do dip a toe into the campaign, because that's where things get like interesting.
Yeah.
That's where like you get things are unexpected, things are dynamic, and where you realize that even if your builds aren't perfect, you can use tactics and strategy to compensate for that, which is really cool.
Yeah,
that's why, like,
definitely, and like moving back to the strategy part, I should say now I haven't played the main campaign, but I did participate in the Promethean Directive, where we made a sub faction to the army of Gmodism called the Sword of the Ecclesiarch, where me, Witch Doctor, and Robo Stellar, and Witch Doctor did the most the filling in the sheets, but that's like ultra advanced roleplay and strategy. It's like Risk combined with roleplay combined with From the Depth, where well, we put out the strategy, the faction built a lot of vehicles for it, but then it's so much more advanced than the in-game campaign, because you'll have resources, you'll have spreadsheets, actual big Excel spreadsheets that had to be filled out. It's so advanced that I was like, when I checked the spreadsheet and understood how advanced it was, I'm like, thank you so much, Robot Stellar, for doing most of the spreadsheet part, because I don't have time to do the spreadsheet part. It's yeah, and when you enter the Promethean Directive, this is the second season. There was the first season before, but they'll tell you like you basically can't play it alone. You have to have at least another, preferably 2 other people in your faction. Otherwise, it's just not gonna be possible. And then there is 100 roleplay channels where like, and it's like when I checked the Promethean Directive Discord, when I tried to make some videos on the free time, it was like, holy shit, we have 100 new messages. The embassy of Sector 7 asks this, and the embassy here, and they want to declare war, and oh my god. So I do have some experience with some strategy, but again, which doctor did the most there? But I watched the process, of course, and participated in the roleplay and like outlining the faction and making some decisions and stuff like that. So that's of course very fun, even though I wasn't the main driving factor in the actual play. Just making a faction, deciding how it will be, because it was actually me and another guy, a Graver, who built the style for the faction first, and then Graver instead moved over to actually helping hosting the Promethean Directive. So yeah, anyways, shouldn't ramble on with that too much, but I should say I have some experience other than the Nether playthrough years ago. So that's
okay,
like,
no, it's wow, I forgot about the Promethean Directive. That's like so far outside my ballpark. I'm like, oh yeah, that's a thing they're doing.
Yeah,
it's more complicated. What you've just told me, it's more complicated than I realized it was. Whew.
It was more complicated than I realized what it was when I signed up.
That sounds like From the Depths to begin with.
And that sounds like From the Depths to begin. It's like a natural having a like role-playing games background, like paper type, and From the Depth and creative games. I guess that's the natural development to get stuck in.
Yeah,
super complex battle games.
It's the product of like, here's this incredibly complicated engineering, 3D modeling, creative game, and the kind of people who get stuck into that, when they start talking to each other and making plans and doing things, it's going to be wild. It's going to be the custom campaigns and the Promethean Directive and like works of art being made just in this like funny corner of the internet. It's
just for this little custom campaign. The stuff other faction built for the campaign is amazing too. So if you're interested, I highly recommend checking out the Promethean Directive, because they have the YouTube channel Promethean Directive where they publish the battle videos.
Yeah, they do.
They
do. I need to go look at that.
Yeah, it's really epic, really big battles. But it's of course a bit laggy too. And if you want to check out the sort of the Ecclesiarch vehicle, I'm gonna do like individual battle tests on my second channel, the Gmodist channel. So do check that out when you have looked at BorderWise's second channel too. You'll find links in the description later.
Oh, it's worse than that. I've got the main BorderWise channel. I've got the VOD channel where I put From the Depths streams. Yeah. I've got the secondary like non From the Depths gaming channel. I've got a VOD channel for non From the Depths streams, and I have a channel for art streams that I do. So basically, yeah, 3 of those are just for Twitch streams, because YouTube is very like finicky with what content it will promote. Yeah. Anything that falls outside something very specific, it will just be like, I don't know what to do, chief. And then it will just cripple your whole channel. So
maybe that's a better idea. I feel that I may cripple myself by having tech tutorials and gaming videos on the same channel. Maybe
yeah, I have seen that.
I only have 3 channels. Maybe I should have more.
It's up to you, really. I would recommend being as specialized as possible. This is just good advice for like being on YouTube, because you want to split out specific stuff as much as possible.
But it's so hard too, because then I get comments like, "Oh, I forgot about you, and then you helped me fix my monitor. Thanks for that. I should look at the gaming videos." And it's like, oh, well, so I never really know what's the right answer, because one thing I learned is that you can never find the right answer online, at least.
Yeah, it's very... YouTube's annoying like that. Like, if you Google best way to do YouTube stuff...
Oh, you'll get so much... You'll basically be drawn into scams for every video you look at. Join my weird... Yeah, whatever. That's just... No.
It's also the thing, it's like... It's a little bit like... How would you say? It's like selling on Amazon back when there was... I don't know if that's the whole thing. Here's the thing. And also anyone who's saying like, this is how to play the stock market and stuff like that. Anyone who actually knows how to do things like make an incredibly successful YouTube channel, or make a profit selling on Amazon, or playing the stock market, they're not going to share how to do that.
No.
Because it's the kind of thing that if everyone does it, it stops working.
Yeah.
So it's always a little bit of grain of salt whenever you see a YouTube video pop up saying, this is how to make a successful YouTube channel. It's like, my favorite one of those, it's brilliant actually, on one of my secondary channels, like somehow the algorithm got into, this is how to make a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
But it was like how to get like 200,000 views within a week.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And the video was like months old, and it had less than 200,000 views.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you realize you've given the game away right there, you know.
Yeah.
It's because it clearly didn't work for you.
So why would it work for somebody else? Yeah.
It's just... internet's rough. It's hard to find.
Yeah, it's just... content creator rambles and complaining. But in any case, I think it's, you know, I'll just do the content I want to make and people can watch it or not, and I'll just pray that the algorithms will not kill the channel.
That is the key that I've kind of had to remind myself of, is that if you're going to make content, it is the Venn diagram of people want to see and the things that you enjoy making.
Yeah.
So something that I've struggled with throughout my whole YouTube journey with From the Depths is like trying to force myself to do things I don't really want to do because people ask me to. Because I don't want to let people down.
But the issue is when you do that, the content, like people can feel that through the content, so it's like never worth it in my experience, at least.
Yeah, it really isn't. So it's like, it's why I'm trying not to brute force it now with like building stuff to take on the hardest Nita difficulty, because
yeah, like
I won't have as much fun.
Exactly. You know, do that when you are able to do it in a good way, and until then, fuck that and go to adventure mode and have some fun instead. Probably.
I should do that actually, adventure mode, but because here's the thing about adventure mode, it's entertaining even if, and actually especially if you fail miserably.
Yeah.
So I recorded a 4-hour video the other day, so I might as well give adventure mode a go. No promises. If anyone's in the comments saying like, "Where's the adventure mode video, BorderWise?" I'll say like,
"You promised."
You promise. I will do it when I want to. Thank you, very please.
You know, we have been talking here for an hour, and we can talk for an hour more, but that will be another time. So before we end, I just want to ask you: do you have like some stuff that you want to be added to the From the Depth game?
Yes, I do. It's like I have no illusions about how likely it is to get added, because I think the devs are mostly done with major updates to the game. Or not. They keep surprising me.
Yeah, they keep saying that, and then they add a new system.
And then they change the whole camera.
Yeah.
People were just so surprised by that. Oh, drama. Okay, but the thing I would like to see added to From the Depths is something that adds cram cannons a little bit of versatility. Yeah. So things like, I don't know, I made a whole video on this ages ago, which probably was a little bit optimistic and silly. But things like gunpowder pellets, I think a lot of people want that. So it's like you trade off like accuracy and recoil for a faster shell. And of course, that is space that could be taken up with actual shells to increase the payload, that kind of thing. Because a lot of people don't use cram cannons at all because they're so specialized. And most things in the campaign in particular, it's just not worth shooting at them with. So either they're too small and it's overkill, or they're too fast and evasive, in case you'll never hit them. So something to like maybe gunpowder pellets, or for submerged targets, maybe something like magnetized shells. So if the shell plops into the water, it can still maybe get attracted to a submarine and like put a dent on it or something like that. So just a little bit more cram versatility, because every single other weapon type in From the Depths is quite versatile.
But
it's good
cram.
in more than one situation. Cram is hyper specialized in comparison. It's good at one thing only, and that is blowing up big, slow stuff. And most stuff is not big enough or slow enough to justify using them until you start getting into actually Gimli territory. You have to cram something that big because nothing else is gonna kill that thing fast enough before it blows your head off. So yeah, that's
good idea, and I will second that idea. I want that they would go through with the previously suggested Steam addition to cram cannons. That there was an idea to maybe Steam supercharged cram shells. I don't know, that could make them faster too. But gunpowder pellets, why not? That's easier to implement. On the other hand, well,
I would love to see that, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
That's definitely
devs, if you want to prove me. Devs, if you want to prove me wrong, I won't be disappointed.
Not at all.
Hint, hint.
Well, I think hopefully maybe you want to join in a future episode, but for this time, I will say thank you very much for joining BorderWise. Fun to have you here.
Oh, I've had a great time. Thank you for having me, Eric. Loved it.
Well, and to everyone who's been listening, I hope you enjoyed it, and tune in to the next episode, of course. Well, check the links in the description here to BorderWise's channels and content if you haven't seen that already. And of course, we'll see you next time. So, this is Eric and BorderWise, and we're signing out.
See you!
And have a good day.